Hi everybody. We know how to create a Pandas data frame from scratch using Numpy's random number generator functions like random.rand, and this is what we did in the past. So we created an array using Numpy's random.rand, providing the number of rows and number of columns. So that's our array. Let's take a look at our array. And then simply we have provided that array variable to Dataframe, Pandas Dataframe, and that's it. That's the easiest way to create something from scratch if you are not provided any data set. Now, you might need to deal with null values in your data frame. So that's why you may need to create a data frame with null values, but this technique is not going to provide you a data frame with null values, or in other words, this technique is not going to create an n-dimensional array, NumPy array, that is going to contain null values. So how can we create a NumPy array that is going to contain random null values, and in the end, downstream, using that array, we'll be able to create a Pandas data frame that is going to contain random null values. That is the goal of this tutorial. So if we want to see what we're going to do today, is we are going to create a Pandas data frame with random null values. That's our end goal. And to do that, we need to first create a NumPy array of random values, and then we'll take a look at it. Like what we're going to do in the next step, we'll take a look at it, but let's take a look at the array first. So this is our array. One technique is going to be flatten this array. So this array has shape 5 by 2, 5 rows, 2 columns. There are multiple ways to flatten this array. So why are we flattening this array? You'll see that in a bit. So array.ravel is one of the ways to flatten an array. You can also use flatten, but for a specific reason we have used ravel for this example. So by ravel, you are raveling the array or flattening the array. So if you take a look at the shape of this raveled array, then you'll see that we are just going to have 10 rows. That's it. So this is kind of like a list, Python list. And this is a 0 indexed array. That means that the first element will be in index number 0, and the last element in our case will be index number 9. Just to make sure that we're doing the things right, array.ravel, and then we are taking a look at the 9th index. It should be 0.7017, that last value in our array, right? So we know now how to flatten the array. Now, why we have flattened the array? It's because now we have a list-like data structure. It is still, by the way, it is still, array.ravel is still an n-dimensional array. If I take a look at the type, this is an n-dimensional array, you see. So this is still an n-dimensional array, but flattened. So what we're trying to achieve here is we are trying to find out indices in this flattened array randomly, and then we are going to impute the values for those indices with null values. That's it. So that should be our second step here, is to flatten the NumPy array we created in step 1, right? And third is, I also shared this with you. In this flattened array, randomly select indices. That's our third step. And our fourth step is going to be impute the values in those indices with null values. And last one would be to create a Pandas data frame using the array. Okay, so that's our goal. So you see that create a Pandas data frame with random null values it should be plural, random null values, is actually a big problem. We have created multiple small problems and we're going to solve them one by one. So we already have created a NumPy array of random values and we know how to flatten the NumPy array. And this time we are in step 3. In this flatten array, randomly select indices. We need to find a few indices from there. One technique in finding random indices from an n-dimensional array is using NumPy's random.choice function, and we are going to say that okay, we know the array's size, which is 10, and then we are going to tell this function random.choice how many null values are going to be imputed. So say we are going to we are interested in imputing 4 null values out of 10, and we are saying replace equal to false. So what this replace equal to false does, we will take a look at it shortly, but let's see what it is going to give us. So this is going to give us an array of size 4. So these are the 4 indices in our flattened array, where we are going to impute null values later. Okay, and we made sure that we cover all the indices by providing array.size. So array.size is going to give us array.size. This is going to give us 10. We have elements in our array starting from index number 0 all the way to 9. So this is exclusive, right? So if we put 10 here, that means that it's going to generate an integer value which will start from 0 all the way to 9. How many of those integer values in our array? 4. So this is randomly generating 4087. This is what our np.random.choice is going to generate, 4 integer values in between 0 and 9. Now replace equal to false means that all these values will be unique. If you provide replace equal to true, then you'll see that there is a possibility that we'll have duplicates like this. We have 4 integers in between 0 and 9, but 2 appeared in our array twice. So this is generating duplicate. We do not need duplicate. We are stating that replace equal to false. So this is what np.random.choice is going to give us. Now, when we have them, this is going to go inside a variable index. So these are the indices, right, where we're going to impute null values. Now, if we put array.rebel, so we have our flattened list. Let's take a look at it again, and then we are putting the indices that we have in our last cell, right? So let's take a look at it. So this is going to give us the indices, the values in those indices, because we are taking a look at the array.rebel, the values, not the index positions. This is going to give us what the values that we have in those indices selected randomly in this line. Okay, and then what we're going to do is we are saying that okay, in those indices, replace those values with NumPy's nan, or like null values. If we now take a look at array, then you'll see that our array, the NumPy array that we had, and we also have flattened, that NumPy array is going to contain 4 null values in those 4 indices that we have in this line, right? And you see that although we have flattened the array with rebel, we have actually modified the actual array as well. This is the magic of rebel. So rebel, actually, if you change anything with rebel, then this is going to affect the actual variable as well, actual array as well. So now that we have our array, we can easily go and create a data frame using pd.dataframe and that array, and this is going to give us a pandas data frame with randomly imputed null values. And then you can do all sorts of things that you need to do with null values. So that's everything for today. I hope you like it. So if you are getting benefited from these tutorials, please press subscribe for my channels to get updates about new videos, and also press like. Spread the word if you're liking it. So until next time, have a wonderful time with Pandas. Take care.